Today's featured artist is Aaron Boudreau, aka MoPodna. He's gonna play some tunes, and then we're gonna sit down, chop it up, and get to know him.
I try to envision it every day. told me all you got to do is just show up. Not trying to be lonely. Overthought, gotta keep it together.
Thank you, Rukus, for having me. This next song is a new song that I just released with Tiff Lampson. We wrote it together. It's called Sacrifice. It's out now on Spotify.
Welcome to another gated door, but I've been here before. We can only see what we wanna see. I've been standing here, but you don't see me. So I run into my own arms. Fuck it, I know what I want. Take the chance that I am wrong. Throw out all my senses, reckless with intention. But I must mention a fool about love and make it burn. It sounds absurd, but I can make this up. Oh wait, I ran away. Can we gravitate? This jealousy is drowning me, and only one survives. So I'll sacrifice. I wanna do what is right. I'm doing alright. You're doing alright. I carved out my bones, sorted by size, then built on a table to eat. Appetite went missing, so I run into my own arms. Fuck it, I know what I want. Take the chance that I am wrong. Throw out all my senses, reckless with intention. But I must mention a fool about love and make it burn. It sounds absurd, but I can make this up. Oh wait, I ran away. I
first and foremost, I want to say thanks,
Dude.
for coming down. I know you're a busy guy. What's up?
Dude, thank you for having me. This feels like a bit of a home to me. So yeah.
For sure, man. For sure. When we started, even just like throwing around the idea of doing this, you popped into mind like pretty much like off the jump.
Okay.
Always known you to be like a really fun dude to be around, always deep into music and skating as well. So like, man, it only made sense that you be the first one.
Yeah, I mean yeah. When you gave me the call, I was very psyched because especially quarantine, I was like honestly more into skating and making music than I've pretty much ever been. So when you called me about this, yeah, I was definitely psyched about it. We kind of didn't know what we were gonna do, but the idea was good. So
Dude.
I appreciate you thinking of me first. Yeah.
Dude, absolutely. And yeah, thanks again just for coming out. I know like it's not the easiest thing, but
Man, it's easy.
awesome. So I see you're like kind of a one-man group, if you will. How do you like to be classified or not classified?
Yeah. So like genre, kind of like what I come off at. That's kind of hard. It's always hard to describe yourself like as a musician, you know, because like when you're in the like as an artist, when you're making the stuff, you're not thinking about that. But then when you have to present it to the world, you have to start like thinking about that. But yeah,
Absolutely.
that's interesting. I mean, I just consider myself like a producer. Like some of the songs you heard so far, like you know, maybe are like a little bit electronic, maybe like house-ish, you know, a little pop in there.
Yeah.
But I have so many different influences, like that song with Tiff. You know, she obviously like her being with Givers, and she's got like her own vibe, and like I made that song. We worked on that together, and we kind of made it sort of like indie pop electronic, sort of,
Right.
you know, get a little weird, you know.
And you know what? Like that brings up another good question, which is when you're playing shows and these other people aren't available, kind of what's like, you know, what's the rundown and all that?
So like and yeah, off the other question into that one, it's like really I'm like a producer and sort of a songwriter. So when I collaborate a lot, you know, like I've done like Claire Gibbons, we write music together. She's in a band called People Museum, or we're in that band together. And then like Alexis Marceau, Sweet Crude, we've collaborated. Tiff, Sina Krog, she's from Denmark. Like, yeah, I collaborate with all these people. So when it comes time to play live, people want to see this live. I kind of have to like wear like a DJ hat, you know, but because like obviously Sina is in Copenhagen, I can't like call her for like, yo, I'm playing at Rukus in Lafayette, like, you know. So it's like, yeah, so it's interesting. So I have to kind of just lean into like sometimes I'm just going to be a DJ with these things, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have like a bass part on a song, you know, like with Tiff, like pretty big bass part, so that's cool. But I honestly just had to let go of the fact that like some of these songs, like I'm just going to be DJing them.
Yeah.
And there's going to be someone trapped in the laptop singing, you know. I captured their soul, and they're just going to be singing on the laptop, you know. Like, but it's fine, you know, because I enjoy it either way. Like, I don't have any reservations about that anymore.
Right.
So,
and I think like from watching you perform, dude, it comes off very genuinely that everything you're doing, you're really enjoying it.
That's great to hear.
And yeah, for sure. And also, I think that in this day and age, with technology and everything else, and the way that music itself is evolving, that, dude, like, if you're talented and you're one guy, like, people are hyped on that. They don't need a full band anymore.
That's good to hear from you. That's good to hear from like people who just enjoy music, because that's like I know a lot of other people do kind of the same thing as me, and we're so in our heads about that. Like we're like every time we like accept a gig, you know, we're like, oh man, someone's paying me, and it's just gonna be me up there. It's like no, you know, it's gonna be someone singing in a box, you know, all this stuff. But like that's good to hear, because that is something that goes through our heads, you know, like is this gonna be compelling enough live?
Yeah.
So that's good. Yeah.
So let's talk about skateboarding for a little bit. What have you been skating lately? What do you like?
Well,
what makes you smile on a skateboard?
Curbs are pretty cool, and I say that because I would, in my head, I consider myself more skate adjacent than a skater. No, but I just enjoy. Honestly, I just love pushing around. New Orleans is a little weird for that with the streets and everything, but
Right.
it's potholes and everything. But honestly, it's just fun to like a Sunday morning, to just hop on the board and push around the quarter or something.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff I enjoy a lot. But obviously, Parasite is big.
Right.
It's cool. It resembles the streets a little bit, but it's a skate park. It's under that bridge. It's got a cool vibe. Everyone's always Sunday morning is always the vibe. So honestly, it's like it's between Parasite and just pushing around town. Honestly, because that's about my skill limit. I would say.
And you know what, dude? Honestly, some of the best times people have on skateboards, and myself included, they're just like pushing around, like just floating through the streets and just enjoying it for like the simple thing that it really is. And
yeah. If you overthink it and you start comparing yourself to other people, which is obviously something I battled that in my head. I was like, man, but that's not what it's about. Like, if it makes me smile, like you said, if I'm hopping on the board and I'm just pushing around, makes me smile, then like whatever. That's skateboarding. That's what it is for me.
Absolutely, man.
So yeah, I would say Parasite is definitely the spot. And other, because I also live right near there, so it's convenient,
Right.
Pushing around my neighborhood, Bayou Road is always fun. So
Right on, man.
I would say that, yeah.
Well, you're gonna play a few more tunes for us.
Yes, sir.
And then we're gonna wrap this thing up. But dude, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Rukus for life. This is like it almost feels like a second home. Every time I come in town to Lafayette, I always stop by here.
Yeah.
So
And
thank y'all for having me.
Dude, it's always a treat to see you walk in those doors. So,
All right, let's do it.
my man, appreciate it.
This song features Alexis Marceau of Sweet Crude. We wrote this one together.
When will I lose my mind? It's only a matter of time. When will I lose my mind? It's only a matter of time. It's the intangible things that bring me pain. It's the intangible things. It's the intangible things that bring me pain. It's the intangible things. Unable to touch or grasp. I'm not sure how long I will last. Unable to touch or grasp. I'm not sure how long I will last. It's the intangible things that bring me pain. It's the intangible things. It's the intangible things that bring me pain. It's the intangible things that bring me pain. It's the intangible things. It's the intangible things that bring me pain. It's the intangible
Okay, Alexis.
Something that exists but can't be touched, just as described, and that's enough. Something that exists but can't be touched, just as described, and that's enough. Something that exists but can't be touched, just as described, and that's enough. Something that exists but can't be touched, just as described, and that's enough.
This one features Claire Givens of People Music. Last one. It also features Claire Givens. Claire and I wrote that last song, What It Was to Be Me, and this one together. It's all on Spotify, MoPodna on Spotify and Instagram. Rukus, I love this place. Thanks for having me. Let's do it. This song is called Hide My Light.
Moves
Thanks for tuning in to the Tiny Ramp concert series. I want to give a special thanks to MoPodna for coming out, playing some tunes, and just sitting down, chopping it up. I'm Dan Roberts, and until next time, be easy.